You know that weird, slightly panicky feeling you get around late November? You're standing in the store, staring at holiday decorations, and you think, wait, didn't we just do this? It feels like January was about 3 months ago. Here's the thing. When you were 7 years old, a single summer vacation felt like an absolute eternity. You had time to build forts, get bored, invent new games, get bored again, and completely forget what a classroom even looked like. But now you blink and it is suddenly your birthday again. It is uncomfortable, isn't it? This creeping sensation that your life is just slipping through your fingers faster and faster the older you get. Look, most people brush this off. They say, oh, I'm just busier now, or, well, adulthood is just packed with responsibilities. They treat it like it is just a scheduling issue. It drives me crazy, honestly, because that completely ignores what is actually happening inside your head. You're not just busy. Time is quite literally, from a neurological and mathematical standpoint, collapsing in on you. And if you do not understand why your brain is doing this, you're going to wake up one day, you'll be 80 years old, and you will wonder where the last 4 decades went. But I genuinely want to help you fix this, because the good news is you can actually hack your brain to slow time back down. Let's sketch this out so it makes sense. Imagine we're drawing a timeline of your life right here on the board. At age 5, one single year represents 20% of your entire existence. It's a massive, heavy block of time. It's packed with firsts. Your first time riding a bike, your first time seeing snow, your first time tasting a lemon. Every single day is loaded with unprecedented data. But by the time you're 50, a year is just 2% of your life. It's a tiny, thin sliver. Mathematically, a year just does not carry the same weight it used to. This is called the proportional theory, and it was first floated by Paul Janet back in 1897. It makes logical sense, but honestly, it's only a fraction of the real story. The math explains the structure, but it does not explain the physical machinery inside your skull that is currently speeding up the clock. To understand that, we have to look at the physics of your brain. Think of your eyes and your brain like a camera that records your life in frames per second. When you're a kid, your neural pathways are fresh, clean, and highly conductive. Your brain is processing thousands of images or frames every single second. Because your brain is capturing so much high-resolution data, when you look back on that period, the sheer volume of information makes the event feel incredibly long. But as we age, our brains physically change. The neural networks grow more complex, sure, but the pathways degrade. They get longer and they accumulate resistance. A study published in the journal European Review by mechanical engineering professor Adrian Bejan found something absolutely fascinating. He discovered that as the human body ages, the rate at which our brains process visual information literally drops. The camera slows down. Because you're processing fewer frames per second, the actual physical events occurring outside of you seem to be happening faster. Your biological clock is ticking slower, so the world seems to be moving at warp speed. But it gets even weirder, and this is where we get into the psychology of how your memory actually works. Look at the little cartoon guy we're drawing now. He's doing the exact same morning routine, waking up, making coffee, sitting in traffic, staring at a spreadsheet, driving home, watching TV, going to sleep. When you do the same things over and over, your brain does something called chunking. Your brain is an energy-saving machine. It takes up about 20% of your body's energy, so it's always looking for shortcuts. When you commute to work the first time, your brain is highly alert. It's recording the turns, the traffic patterns, the weird billboard on the highway. But by the 500th time, your brain barely records it at all. It just bundles all those identical commutes into one single, highly compressed file labeled "driving to work." This is the crucial, surprising twist that most people do not get. You do not actually experience the duration of time in the present moment. You construct the feeling of time retroactively based on how many new memories you wrote to your hard drive during that month. If you spent the last 30 days in a routine, your brain literally throws out the duplicate footage. So when you look back at the end of the month, there is no data there.
The folder is empty. And because there are no new memories to review, your brain concludes that no time must have passed. Poof, the month is gone. David Eagleman, a renowned neuroscientist, actually proved this with an incredibly wild experiment. He took volunteers and dropped them backwards off a 150-foot tower into a safety net. It's a terrifying freefall. He had them wear a special wrist splay flashing numbers at a speed that is normally too fast for the human eye to see. He wanted to see if adrenaline literally slowed down time, allowing them to read the numbers. The result? They couldn't read the numbers. Time did not literally slow down in the moment. However, when he asked them afterward to estimate how long the fall took, they consistently guessed it took roughly a third longer than it actually did. The fear made their brains hyper-focus and record an immense amount of high-resolution memory data. When they accessed that dense memory afterward, the sheer volume of details made the event feel like it lasted much longer. So, what are we supposed to do with this? We can't all just go dropping ourselves off towers to make our weekends feel longer. And this is the part that frustrates me about how we live today. We automate everything. We get our groceries delivered, we let algorithms pick our music and our movies, we stay in our comfortable, predictable little bubbles. We're basically engineering our own lives to flash by as quickly as possible. We're handing our time over to routine, and routine is the enemy of time. If you want to slam the brakes on this phenomenon, you have to force your brain out of its energy-saving mode. You have to force it to record new footage, and the way you do that is through novelty. You need to become fiercely protective of your novelty. I'm not talking about completely upending your life or quitting your job to backpack across the globe, though sure, that would definitely work. I'm talking about actionable, everyday friction. Take a different, less efficient route home from work. Your brain will hate it at first, but it will be forced to wake up and map the new environment. Brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Read a book from a genre you usually despise. Try to learn 3 chords on a cheap guitar. Go to a restaurant and order something you cannot pronounce. When you inject these little moments of novelty, you force your brain to unpause the recording. You're creating new, unique files. When you look back at a week where you tried 3 new things, your brain has to sort through those new files, and suddenly that week feels substantial again. It feels like it had weight. You do not have to be a victim to the math of aging or the degrading frame rate of your neural pathways. Time is not a river that is just sweeping you away at an uncontrollable speed. Time is a canvas, and memory is the paint. If you keep using the exact same color every day, you're going to step back at the end of your life and just see a blank, monotonous wall. Start mixing new colors. Make things a little difficult, a little unfamiliar, and a little uncomfortable. You have the absolute power to stretch out the rest of your life, to make it feel long, rich, and deeply lived. Stop letting your brain hit fast forward and start giving it something worth remembering.